Welcome back for another video. It's time for the Gameweek 30 episode of the Experts. I'm delighted to welcome 20 new experts to the series as well, and a final wave of invites that went out this week, so there's now just over 300 experts participating. Every week I send out a private newsletter to all the experts and I collate all their answers to piece the video together, so today we'll look at their transfer plans, captaincy, chip usage and more. If you'd like to improve your rank and get help winning your mini leagues through valuable experts data, make sure you subscribe in. Starting with the manager highlight, and it's an exciting one this week. David Vo has done it. He's held on firm as the top ranked expert and he's broken into the top 100 in the world, currently 92nd after scoring 138 last week. Total points now at 2,063. Can he go any higher from here? An elite manager, he's never finished outside the top 100k in his 4 years playing and he's well on course for back-to-back top 10ks. Moving on to the experts transfers, and this week exactly a quarter are rolling their transfer. 63% are making one transfer, 7% are making two, 5% are making three transfers. In terms of hits taken this week among the experts, 7% are taking a -4 and 3% are taking a -8. Let's move straight on to which players those transfers are being spent on and who's making way. 53% are picking up Haaland this week. Beyond that, very few transfers made on anyone else. We've seen footage this week of Haaland back in training for Man City, so the expectation is that he'll be back and available for selection. Our teams are all in different places. Just because many experts are picking him up doesn't necessarily mean you should be ripping your team up if you can't get him easily. 45% are selling Tony, who has Newcastle, so he is the obvious make way. Basically all their transfers out are for Haaland, a few for Watkins instead. So if you're in a position where Kane is your only route to Haaland, then it's one to really sit on and think about. Only 4% are selling Kane. Spurs have been quite poor recently, but it is 2 home games up next, including Bournemouth in Gameweek 31. Man City face Bayern Munich on Tuesday 11th April and then again on Wednesday 19th April in the Champions League, which is the one trophy that's eluded Pep at Man City. Whether or not that leads to reduced minutes for Haaland remains to be seen. If you're chasing rank or mini league, then it could be an opportunity to bet on that happening, though the risks go without saying. 3% are picking Grealish up, who's looking at his best since signing for Man City recently. 1 goal, 1 assist last match against Liverpool. And in less minutes this season, he's almost doubled his attacking returns from last season. For 6.9 mil, he could be a very handy asset for the remainder of the season, with doubles to come still. 3% have dropped Shaw, who frustrated many managers going off injured last match in the first half, after a yellow card as well. The good news is that the muscle injury is deemed not to be serious, though his availability for Gameweek 30 is in question still. A brief look at the chip usage after a game week where we saw many bench boosts used. Just 8.7% have the wildcard left. If you've still got yours, then Gameweek 33 looks like a very good week to use it straight after the blank, failing that Gameweek 34 straight into the double. We'll have a look at the state of play in a minute as far as remaining blanks and doubles. 89% still have the free hit, which many are eyeing up for Gameweek 32 or Gameweek 34. 8.1% have the bench boost left and 6% have the triple captain left. With double Gameweek 29 behind us, let's catch up on the state of play in FPL. The biggest double game week of the season is behind, but we're far from done as far as blank and double game weeks. And these are the opportunities for rank gains, as we saw last week. The next key week is Gameweek 32, which is a blank game week for 4 teams. Brighton, Chelsea, Man City and Man United all don't play that week. This is a popular week to free hit for that reason. The other reason being that you'll want those players from those teams longer term, so you can free hit them out and then get the Gameweek 31 team back in to carry into the remainder of the season. If you've used your free hit already, then pay careful attention here and put together a plan that gets you as many starters as possible that week. If you've got no free hit and you don't own Haaland, then you need to strongly weigh up whether it's worth buying him now or wait until Gameweek 33. If Tony does make it to Gameweek 32 without a suspension or a ban, then holding on to him might be worth it in that specific scenario. And that brings us to double Gameweek 34, a couple of weeks after. Notice that Brighton, Man City and Man United are all among those that blank in 32, but they double in 34, which is why the free hit in 32 is popular. Gameweek 34 is the biggest double game week in what's left of the season, and there's some exciting teams of doubles there: Brighton, Liverpool, Man City and Man United. Again, you might find that you can get through Gameweek 32 fine using your free transfers, so if you've still got your free hit, then there's very little between free hit 32 and 34. A free hit team with triple Brighton, Liverpool, Man City and Man United could yield huge points as a late season rank climb. It can be favourable to free hit doubles as you often gain more fixtures from it, which in layman terms is what the chip's for. If you've got 8 players playing in Gameweek 32, then free hitting gains you 3 fixtures. If you've got 6 players for example that double in Gameweek 34, then free hitting gains you much more as you load up with 11 players that double. It all of course depends on which players you can cover in each case though, so it's not an obvious call which is better between 32 and 34, and it is team dependent. I'm leaning towards free hit 34 as a Salah owner. After that is Gameweek 36, which is not a confirmed double that you'll see in the FPL schedule right now. I've put this graphic together based on the work of Ben Crellin. We can say with a lot of confidence that Brighton and Newcastle will double in 36. It's not a very exciting double, but we know there's a lot of value in Brighton and Newcastle players, so more ranked games to be had there. You can already imagine the pressure of nailing captaincy that week. Could be McAllister, March, Mitoma or Trippier that are the candidates, and right before the end of the season. And lastly, double Gameweek 37, the penultimate gameweek of the season. This isn't in the FPL schedule yet either, but we can say with almost certainty that these doubles will happen there as well. So Man City with 2 doubles, Man United with 1. Therefore, if you've still got your triple captainship, Rashford and Haaland are options to come still. Perhaps even Salah for Liverpool's 2 home games in 34 as well. There's a very small chance of doubles ending up in Gameweek 31 or 35, but this should be the schedule we're looking at. Really helps to lay it all out, and we know what we're faced with now. Outside of these 4 game weeks, the rest are single game weeks. So we've got 5 single game weeks, 3 double game weeks, and 1 blank game week to go. If you found this video useful so far and you appreciate the work behind each episode, please drop it a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for all the support. On to the experts' captaincy for Gameweek 30. Here's how they reported back this week. 53% are captaining Haaland for his hopeful return to Pep's starting 11, 27% are on Rashford captain, and 16% are on Watkins captain. Haaland against bottom of the league Southampton makes a lot of sense this week, but to offer a balanced argument for some other options, Rashford's returns since the World Cup at Old Trafford are 14, 8, 10, 12, 8, 15, 3 and 10. That one blank was when Casemiro was red carded after 34 minutes, 10 points per game on average. Aston Villa are home to Nottingham Forest this week, and they've conceded 34 goals on the road this season. Only Bournemouth have conceded more. Watkins another strong captaincy shout with only one blank in his last 10 games played. Beyond that, 2% have voted for Kane. Salah and De Bruyne get 1% each. On to the experts team reveal for Gameweek 30, and this is the team built from their highest end players. The team is as follows. It's Kepa in goal, a back three of Shaw, Trippier and Chilwell. Botman's first on the bench if Shaw doesn't play. A midfield of Maddison, Mitoma, Fernandes and Rashford, and a front three of Watkins, Haaland and Kane. Maddison was spotted in training after coming off early last match, which many feared would be an injury, so he should be fine for the Bournemouth game, after which point Leicester faced Man City and he could leave the team then. It's a very strong team on paper. Count up how many players you've got and let us know in the comments. The experts' ownership percentages that are shown are from last week, as it's impossible to accurately predict the new percentages. However, they're very useful for spotting the players that the wider player base have overlooked, which the experts are keen on. For example, Chilwell's more than 6 times as highly owned, March 5 times, McAllister 4 times, Steele 7 times, etc. Each game week we ask the experts to offer their insight and tips for the game week ahead. FPL Deb says, all chips used, time to get Haaland back, and then use free transfers to get players in who will play in blank Gameweek 32 and double in Gameweek 34. TomTom has a different view on Haaland. He says, will cost 4 points for me to get Haaland, and personally I think Pep brings him on for the last 20. Not worth the hit, but I'd probably still buy for free. I think Forest are the worst away side in the league, so happy to give Watkins the armband this week and take on Rashford Haaland for once. Marco says Grealish could be a nice shout this week if anyone wants to start loading up on City early ahead of their double in 34. He's been in great form recently, passing the eye test, and he's only behind KDB for expected goal involvement in the 4-1 win against Liverpool. City face Southampton this weekend, who have a zonal weakness, conceding the most chances down Grealish's side of the pitch. FPL Banger says Brighton have scored 2 or more goals in 16 of 27 games under De Zerbi, and they're undefeated away from home since October. Would happily start Brighton players versus Spurs. Barcelona says the C's for free hit 32 or 34 are being planted this week for most of us, so I'm rolling as I'm going to drift with incredible misplaced optimism through 32 and attack 34. And Munpal says the short injury is annoying, but I don't think he's worth a hit to remove unless he's ruled out for a significant period of time. And lastly, FPL Dan Cross says red arrow on a bench boost, ouch, we move. Thanks for watching this week's experts video. These ones take the most work, so hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. We'll be live for a deadline stream. See you then.